Hey, you get one extra lunch ticket. So I recently had the opportunity to eat some Hawaii public school lunches, and I want to share 3 observations, besides the fact that the roast turkey still tastes ono after all these years. And as a proud public school grad, it definitely brought me back to those days with the cafeteria, standing in line, lunch tickets, and kitchen duty. And I don't know about you, but I actually like kitchen duty because, hey, free lunch and you got to leave class early. Now, there's actually been some concern over school lunches recently, how the prices have increased and why it costs $9 a plate. But I want to put those issues aside because what I really want to talk about is the food. Because to me, school lunches are part of the public school experience. The pizzas that are cut in squares. You have the luncheon meat musubi and all the meat with gravy. Oh, so much gravy. Okay, so first, let's talk about the taste. Even after all these years, I think the food tastes fine. In fact, I think it tastes good. And maybe it's because when you go to public school and you eat the public school lunches for so long, you just sort of develop a taste for the food. I don't remember ever going to school and not eating because I didn't like what they served. There were definitely certain favorites that I had. Roast turkey with gravy, chicken patty with rice and gravy, just a lot of meat with gravy usually were my favorites. But I don't remember ever not liking anything where I just wouldn't even buy. Because the thing is, I knew if I didn't eat school lunch, I didn't eat. Because I never like sneak off campus to go grab McDonald's. And I also think some people just like to talk down on institutional foods, like hospital food, dining hall food, camp food. But to me, hey, it's good. I think it's very easy to ridicule something that a lot of people tend to make fun of. And I'm sure I threw in my own jokes here and there back in the day. But looking back, I'm pretty sure I must have felt on the inside, even though I'm making jokes on the outside, I must have felt like, actually, I kind of like this. And if you're not going to eat them, I can have them. But the taste was fine back then, and it's fine now. And I think it's because taste is so subjective. Like if you were to offer me a spicy ahi poke bowl and a school lunch, I would just eat the school lunch. And I wouldn't even think twice about it. And maybe for those people who have sophisticated taste palates, school lunch is rubbish, it's trash. But that's probably why I'm never gonna be a good food reviewer, because to me, everything just tastes fine. But given the context of trying to serve 18 million school meals a year for students across the state at 258 different public schools, what do you expect? And the thing is, if you want to feed your kids something else, you can just make home lunch. No one is forcing you to eat school lunch. The second thing I noticed was that after eating the school lunches, I was never really that full. And maybe that's by design, because you really don't want these kids to have kanak attack for the afternoon. Still, if I was a growing high school kid, I'd be pretty hungry after school. When we were younger, we used to go to McDonald's for french fries, Zippy's for gravy and rice bowl, and go walk across the street to kimchi and get some meat june. Oh, Brad, that was so good. Because you really can't expect a teen to eat at 11 o'clock and not get hungry until 6 p.m. And thinking back, I remember there were kids that used to buy 2, 3 lunches, and usually the football guys, but I can see why, because if you just eat one school lunch, that's not gonna be enough. Now, I'm sure that the meat and vegetable servings were appropriate, but come on, we live in a 2-scoop rice kind of society these days. At least give the option to some of the kids. Now, I'm not suggesting that we increase the amount of food that we give the kids, because I'm sure there's all kinds of considerations like waste and overall costs. But it does make me wonder, if these kids are hungry after eating their school lunch, what is it that they're actually supplementing their hunger with, especially after school? I mean, we can talk about the nutrition of school lunches. In 2023, there was a study that came out that no longer linked childhood obesity to school lunches. And in fact, for some people, school lunches are the healthier option. It wasn't always like that, but hey, I guess the lunches are getting healthier. But all of that aside, if the kids are hungry after school, they're just gonna eat whatever, whether it's fast food, sugary drinks, processed food. That's just what they're gonna eat. And maybe we need more options for snacks throughout the day so that the kids don't get hungry. And the third observation that I made was that I have a much greater appreciation for school lunches now as an adult than I did as a kid. I mean, as an adult, you know how it goes. Bruh, what's for lunch? That is a sometimes central question to the morning discussion in offices all across the state, because people want to know, well, what you gonna eat? Life was much simpler when the food was brought to you and you didn't really have a choice. It was cheap and easy to get, and everyone ate the same thing. But these days, as an adult, lunch is kind of expensive. If you go out to eat, it's gonna be like 15, 20 bucks. And if you decide to bring home lunch, then that's good, but you gotta make sure that you either eat leftovers or you wake up super early and make something for yourself. I have pretty much always brought lunch to work with me since I can remember. I think I might eat out maybe once a year, if that. It's mostly a financial thing, 15 bucks a plate. I'm like, I just don't really want to do it because I know it adds up. And for our son, we're doing school lunch mostly because he's pretty picky for what he wants to eat. That entails me waking up early, cooking rice, then my wife makes musubi, we pack everything up, and then off he goes, and we hope that he eats it for that day. It's nice to control what he does eat, but at the same time, we're paying for it with our time. And the thing is, right now, we do have that time to make lunch, but it may not always be that way. And so in that case, it's really nice to know that the schools provide lunch just in case. Now, when it comes to school lunches in our public schools, there's so many things to talk about, like expanding free lunch to maybe everyone, or possibly offering vegetarian options once in a while, or maybe trying to figure out ways to increase locally sourced foods so that kids are eating fresher things that are actually grown here. Or better yet, maybe figuring out a way to centralize the kitchen so that not everyone is cooking their own foods and the meals can just kind of go out and be almost ready to go. But before tackling all of these issues, I think it's really important that our decision makers, our policy makers, some of the administration, they go and they eat some school lunch. Maybe they grew up with it, maybe they didn't grow up with it. But I think it's good to just go and experience it, sit down with the kids, talk story, ask them what they think about school lunches. Now, of course, it would be nice if at every public school they could offer what some of the private schools offer. I've heard the rumors of the really nice cafeterias, but unfortunately, the state no more money for that, so can't do that. Instead, the state budgets what it can, and hopefully all these kids get fed. It's not a perfect system, but as with a lot of things here in Hawaii, it's what we got. So thanks for watching, and aloha.
Hello.